course, the question that we raised was, what do you think about the possibility that the government's going to come and say, hey, we would like a piece of your company, or to buy one through our sovereign wealth fund, or what have you?
Well, I think the Intel deal was a great example. The Biden administration gave, G-A-V-E, gave Intel, an American company, $11 billion grant in exchange for nothing to help them build semiconductors in America, which would be a really good thing. But why would you have, talk about corporate welfare. So Donald Trump sits in the room with me and Lip-Bu, the CEO of Intel, and says, come on, we've got to make it fair for America. And we agree. We get 10% of the company, which brilliantly equals $11 billion.
Do you think that the original CHIPS Act was just completely mishandled?
I think the latter. The CHIPS Act was mishandled. You've got TSMC, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Corporation. It's worth $1 trillion. It's a $1 trillion company with an almost monopoly on making wafers that you break into chips that we all know. And they agreed to build $65 billion plants in America, and the Biden administration gave them $6.5 billion, or 10%. As soon as I took this office, I called C.C. Wei. He's the CEO. We sat down and negotiated, and I said, look, this is ridiculous. I'm going to take back the $6.5 billion. This is just a corporate giveaway. You've got to do better for us. And if you remember, he came to the White House and announced $165 billion of investment. That's what I'm talking about. At least let's make sure America gets the benefit of the bargain.
Why do you think that all these companies didn't do this prior?
Well, the Biden administration didn't even know how to ask, right? You've got tariffs, and you've got a real businessman, both as the Secretary of Commerce and as the President of the United States, pushing these people. Micron was getting a $2.5 billion grant to build $25 billion. They now upped it to $200 billion. Texas Instruments from $23 billion to $60 billion. Let's get the benefit of the bargain. You've got to push these people. You can't be a pushover. The Biden administration was just a pushover. That's all it was. It was just a giveaway of money, and the Trump administration is just not that.
Howard, it's Wilfred here. Great to speak. Long time no speak. My question on this, following on from what Andrew said, is what is the bar for the government to deserve a stake in a company for free? Because lots of companies are potentially now beneficiaries, domestic U.S. companies, of your tariffs. Is that enough to warrant a 1%, a 2%, a 3% stake for free?
No. And free is a funny way to say it. It's correct in that the Biden administration had contracted $11 billion out the door, and Donald Trump and the Trump administration turned that into $11 billion of equity. But the money was already out the door. So I think the key is, where is the United States of America adding fundamental value to your business? If we are adding fundamental value to your business, I think it's fair for Donald Trump to think about the American people. One of those issues was we give hundreds of billions of dollars to universities, and they keep the patents. Don't you think America should get a stake in the patents, that we finance the research? We give the money. If it was commercial, we surely would get a piece of these patents.
What about defense companies, though, for America? Secretary? Why shouldn't the U.S. government say, you know what, we use Palantir services, we would like a piece of Palantir. We use Boeing services, we would like a piece of Boeing. There are a lot of businesses that do business with the U.S. government that benefit by doing business with the U.S. government. I guess the question is, where's the line?
There's a monstrous discussion about defense. Lockheed Martin makes 97% of their revenue from the U.S. government. They are basically an arm of the U.S. government. They make exquisite munitions. Amazing things that can knock a missile out of the air when it's coming towards you. But what's the economics of that? I'm going to leave that to my Secretary of Defense and the Deputy Secretary of Defense. These guys are on it and they're thinking about it. But I tell you what, there's a lot of talking that needs to be had about how do we finance our munitions acquisitions. I think a lot of that is talking. And now you have the right people in the jobs and Donald Trump at the head thinking about what is the right way to do it. I tell you, the way it has been done has been a giveaway.
Mr. Secretary, it's Leslie Picker here. As we're kind of thinking about this concept of a U.S. sovereign wealth fund, would the administration commit to having an independent board oversee it? How exactly would these stakes be assessed to prevent politicization?
Well, let's be clear. There's no sovereign wealth fund now. We're not spending the American taxpayers' dollars on anything, right? Biden gave away $11 billion, and Donald Trump took back, right, an equity stake for the money that Biden had given away. We're not starting a sovereign wealth fund. What you're going to see is you're going to see a national and economic security fund built with the Japanese money, the Korean money, and other countries' money. They're going to give us money to build our infrastructure out in America. Those are the deals that Donald Trump made using his tariffs, not using the money from the tariffs, but using the commitment of these countries that fundamentally understand a strong and powerful America is necessary for the world to be successful.